Alrighty guys, I'm Sage Valentine, and as a lady of my word, I promise to continue reviewing Sleepy Hollow, and I know it took me forever to do, but I finally decided to do it. I was like, you know what, let's just get this over with, because it has literally been 2 months since the last time I watched Sleepy Hollow, so I was like, there's really nothing on. Let me just watch episode 5. Now, as far as what I thought about episode 5, let me say this. I wanted to just completely give up on Sleepy Hollow, especially after what I heard happened in the season finale or the mid-season finale, but I will get down to that when I get to episode 8. But as for episode 5, I was kind of disappointed in this episode because of the fact that the Bones half of the crossover had so much potential. To me, it was so good. It felt like literal fan fiction. Now, bear with me when I say fan fiction, because what I meant was that it basically went in the direction that so many fans want the episodes to go, whereas if I remember correctly, it was Angela, and I think that, I'm not sure if Bones was into it, but Angela brought up the whole situation where there was some type of connection between Ichabod and Abby. And I figured by watching the Sleepy Hollow half of the crossover that Sleepy Hollow would, expand on that and build on that and at least mention it. And it just seemed like they went right back to the whole thing with Zoe. Like, Ichabod should be with Zoe. They have Abby pushing Ichabod towards Zoe. And I understand that the relationship between the two characters, Abby and Ichabod, that love is going to be a slow burn. We're going to have to basically wait patiently for them to get together, but for goodness sakes, like, at least show us something. I mean, we get a scene with Zoe at the bowling alley, and she's got her little short, kind of sort of Betsy Ross outfit, but for the most part, I'm just sitting there like, okay, Abby's just like Beyonce, and Ichabod's not really paying much attention to that. Not that he would, but still, at least say something, and I really didn't see that. I did, however, like the storyline where Pandora grabbed hold of General Howe's body by scaring the crap out of that FedEx guy. I know he was some type of delivery guy, but I'm calling him the FedEx guy. That poor man. That poor man. And basically, the storyline revolved around Pandora resurrecting General Howe, and then he ends up bringing forth his army of Dragols or Draguls, and I was like, oh, that's cool, and they all look cool. And then you throw in Bones and Booth and the whole in the room, and they're separated by the wall thing. I was like, that's pretty cool. And I also liked the second storyline that involved Jenny and Joe Corbin, and how they're going to meet that Nevins guy through that other chick whose name I can't think of off the top of my head. And it comes back full circle because all of a sudden, now Abby was riding high off of their win, meaning she and Ichabod, because they were able to defeat the Draguls, and basically General Howe was like, screw this, I'm not going to let you, Ichabod, kill me. I'm going to kill myself in this early version of like Greek fire / napalm. But Abby was riding high, and she was going to be the leader of some task force and that Daniel created. And to make a long story short, as I said, the whole Joe and Jenny thing comes back full circle because Daniel was surveilling the area, I guess, where those two were, and he saw them, and now he's looking at Abby like, how are you connected to this? And I can't wait to see how she's going to explain her way out of that. But back to the whole thing with Abby and Ichabod, like, I really was disappointed at the fact that they didn't even mention it. Like I said, they don't have to throw it in like, ooh, these two are going to be together, but for goodness sakes, like, how do you have one episode that basically alludes to the fact that there's a relationship, and then you have the second episode that's just like, oh, well, we're going to go on our own storyline. And I'm sure there are going to be people who are watching this review and are going to disagree with me and are probably going to be upset, but the fact of the matter is, I've watched quite a few crossover episodes. That's not to say that the crossover episode between Bones and Sleepy Hollow was bad, but the thing is that it kind of carries over. Like, they all sit in a room and kind of powwow, and it felt like the first script was written and then the second one was written separately. Like, I think the only storyline that really carried over besides the Joe and Jenny storyline had to be this whole thing with General Hal. Other than that, to me, it just kind of fell flat, but the episode was alright. I'm going to have to wait to see episode 6. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know what you thought about episode 5. I know I am super late. I will have a video telling you why I was super late, but I am going to watch episode 6 and review that one as well. I've got some time today, so I was like, why the heck not? And plus, the president's going to be talking. I think this is his State of the Union address, so I pretty much have all the time in the world till I go to sleep. So you guys take care. I love you all. Bye, guys. Bye.